So page 2 is showing us the contents. We have the introduction, logistics, industry, Daystroke as a company, and then we have news stories. So let us look at the introduction. Let's see what they are trying to tell us about Daystroke. Particularly, this place is always telling us about your role. So basically, it is telling us that you are a senior manager. What does it mean to be a senior manager? You need to understand this. So first of all, this place is trying to tell us that you are a senior manager in Daystroke's finance function. You report directly to the board and advise on special projects and strategic matters. Daystroke is based in Roundland. It's a developed country. Usually, CIMA will always tell you that it is a developed country and they have an active and well-regulated stock exchange. So this is so that they can give you questions. They can set questions that more correlate to real-life scenarios, more correlate to regulated industries where they can easily test all of the pillars, the E3, the P3, and F3. So that it can be easy for them to test all of these things. So they give you a company that is well-regulated, that has an active and well-regulated stock exchange. And also they prepare their financial statements in accordance with IFRS. So all of these things are what they are usual things, they are the common things. So I really do not like to dwell much on this. They are always something that you should expect. So, but this place is all just trying to tell us your role as a senior manager. What is expected of you as a senior manager? So I prepared a material that is separate from this. That one is the strategic analysis of this Preseen. There I explained the role, your role as a senior manager. And I said, it is your role as a senior manager is that of a leader. So the L stands for long term. You are expected to think in the long term. You are expected to be a long-term thinker. So every answer that you are giving in the exam must reflect that you have thought deeply about the long-term implications of your answers. It must reflect that you are thinking in the long term. You are not giving short-term answers. The E, you can guess, is an ecosystem manager. As a senior manager, this is your final stage, this is the final exam. You are expected to think like a senior, like an ecosystem manager. Companies do not exist nowadays, they do not exist in isolation. So they exist in an ecosystem. What is the ecosystem of Daystroke? It's a logistics service company, but can it exist alone? What is the ecosystem? Who are its suppliers? Who are its clients? Who are the key stakeholders that you must consider? All of them come together in order to deliver a particular service to the customer. So the functioning of all of this ecosystem, you must understand it, and you must understand your role, your part, the part that Daystroke has to play in this ecosystem. You must understand it as a senior manager. The A is an agent of change. So I call it agent of change. So as a senior manager, you must be responsible. You must be the one to lead change in the company. Positive changes, negative changes, you must be the one to lead and direct the company on how to go about it, how to avert the negative changes, and the positive changes that will improve the bottom line or improve the outlook of the company. You must also be in a good position to lead them as well. D is digital champion. You must also be in a position to lead the digital transformation of the company. If there's any way, you must be on the lookout for digital opportunities, how the company can seize the opportunities and to take advantage of digital transformations, digital opportunities that are available to it. Can it take advantage of some new technologies? Can it automate some parts of its business in order to be more efficient? You must also be aware of that. E is ethics. Everything that you are doing must be ethical. All of your suggestions, all of your answers, they must reflect the ethical principles of integrity, objectivity, confidentiality, and all of the likes. Then you have the last R is you have to be a risk manager. All your suggestions, your solutions, your suggestions, your answers, all of them must reflect that you have considered the risk that is attached to all your answers that you will be given in the exam. You must display that you consider the risks that are attached to any statement you make. There are risks attached to it. There are some things that the company must consider. Is it corporate reputation risk, strategy risk, digital risk, cyber risk? All of these things, you must reflect them in your answer. If you are suggesting that the company should go into another country to develop and open up another branch in another country, you must tell us the risk that the company face in doing this. You must not just paint the positive picture and leave out the negative issues. Those are where CIMA will be waiting for you. They want to see if you consider everything in totality. As a senior manager at this level, you must think in totality. You think in the long term. So that is why I said your role is actually not a senior manager, but a leader, which is how I've defined it here. You are a long-term thinker, an ecosystem manager, an agent of change, a digital champion, you are an ethical manager, and you are also a risk manager.